terrible. US and Japan deploy 1,000 force to track China-based military in South China Sea. The US and Japan have been conducting war games and joint military exercises in the event of a conflict with China over Taiwan, amid escalating concerns over the Chinese military's assertive activity. US and Japanese military officials began serious planning for a possible conflict in the final year of the Trump administration, according to 6 people who requested anonymity. The activity includes top-secret tabletop war games and joint exercises in the South China and East China Seas. The US has long wanted Japan, a mutual defense treaty ally, to conduct more joint military planning, but Japan was constrained by its post-war pacifist constitution. As the two allies started to bolster their joint planning, Japan asked the US to share its Taiwan war plan, but the Pentagon demurred because it wanted to focus on boosting planning between the two countries in phases. One former US official said the eventual goal was for the two allies to create an integrated war plan for Taiwan. Two of the 6 people said the US military and Japanese self-defense forces had conducted joint exercises in the South China Sea that had been couched as disaster relief training. They have also held more military exercises around the Senkaku, which also helps prepare for any conflict with China over Taiwan, which is just 350 kilometers west of the islands. Mark Montgomery, a retired admiral who commanded the USS George Washington aircraft carrier strike group and was director of operations at Indo-Pacific Command between 2014 and 2017, said the Pentagon needed a comprehensive understanding of the support Japan could provide in the case of a conflict. As a crisis grows and Japan is potentially drawn in as a participant, the US will need to understand how Japan could support or enable US operations, he added. In the event of a war over Taiwan, the US would rely on air bases in Japan. But that raises the odds that Tokyo would be dragged into the conflict, particularly if China tried to destroy the bases in an effort to hobble the US. One official said the US and Japan needed to urgently create a trilateral sharing mechanism with Taiwan for information about Chinese naval and Air Force movements, especially around the Miyako Strait, to the east of Taiwan, which is covered by Japanese sensors from the northeast and Taiwanese sensors from the southwest. Some of the kind of data is shared between Taiwan and the US, and between Japan and the US. But we have no direct sharing trilaterally, the official said. You cannot start setting that up in the middle of a contingency. You have to do it now. Another official said the three nations had taken a small but important step in 2017 by agreeing to share military aircraft codes to help identify friendly aircraft. Taiwanese officials and U.S. and Japanese sources said cooperation had since risen significantly, driven by the growing awareness in Japan about the importance of Taiwan, which is 110 kilometers from Yonaguni, the westernmost island in the Japanese archipelago, for its own security. The Japanese Defense Ministry said Tokyo and Washington continued to update their joint planning following the 2015 revision of guidelines that underpin the military alliance, but declined to provide any detail. The Pentagon did not comment